Good afternoon, Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, dumelang kaofela. As already introduced, the IOE Vice President to the ILO, and consequently ILO Governing Body Vice Chairman. And I do want to say very proudly that I'm a son of the soil here in SADC. The International Organization of Employers, the IOE, which celebrates its centenary anniversary this year, is the largest network of the private sector, representing 159 members in 150 countries and over 50 million companies. The IOE is the sole representative of business in social and employment policy debates taking place in the ILO across the UN, G20, and other emerging forums. The most representative employer organizations in Africa are members of the IOE, and I'm happy to see familiar faces and hear familiar voices connected to this launch today. The current COVID-19 pandemic is having real effects on the global economy, our African economy included. However, it is giving us an opportunity to reset systems that have been relying on outdated information and models. It is also giving us an opportunity for innovation and technology to be integrated into everything we do. It's giving us an opportunity to do things differently, do things better. As Deborah was saying just now before me, that the fact that this tool includes COVID-related treatment and how you deal with same is also an opportunity, because it's forced us to do things that ordinarily we would not have done before. And I think that is a quantum leap forward. Like never before, digital tools are proving both their capacities to ensure business activities and strengthen them. Having an online platform that allows users to access up-to-date labor laws from all countries in SADC, customize search for laws by country or legal area, search for and compare laws across all 15 SADC countries, compare laws in any 2 countries and download, as we saw being demonstrated earlier, share and have the option to print specific content will definitely strengthen the capacity of business and promote best business practices and assist in the attraction of investments within the region. I trust that this platform will certainly accelerate the establishment of a conducive environment for enterprise creation and development, as well as assist in the harmonization of the regional integration across the SADC region. I want to take this opportunity to commend the SPSF for having the vision and drive to pursue this. And you know, Tanya stole my line from my mind. Tanya has a tendency to do that because women sometimes can do that. Because I wanted to say this is like a typical sisters doing it for themselves kind of project. Maria from the Pretoria office, Tanya herself, Lindy Rose, Zoe, Beulah, Audra. I mean, the list goes on and on, like the Oscars. Of course, there was, the bosses at the back, Cynthia, Deborah, who just spoke now. And I have to say that the men in this case seem to have been the supporting act. Agri, of course, who was supposed to come on and couldn't, Johnny, Gary as well. And I think the support by the ILO, especially in the development of this online labor law guide, needs to be commended. Regardless of their size, sector, location, ownership, and structure, business
Sans tenir compte de leur taille, secteur ou géographie.
And how they impact people, markets, and their environment. And this goes to a perfect knowledge of the legal framework within which they operate. The same reality also applies to each worker, whether he or she is in the formal or informal sector, whether he is in South Africa or in Mauritius. And again, the COVID relevance of this is particularly important for our region when you look at the informal sector and what has been exposed of the limits of the kind of limited way in which we've dealt with the informal sector before. I also commend the elaboration of the dashboard on the response by SADC country members, as I've said already, to the pandemic. Again, this is key for the private sector to have easy access to the different measures taken to combat the pandemic and to plan safe and successful return to work strategies. Business continuity, colleagues, is extremely critical for us to save jobs and for us to create jobs. Let us never forget that full and productive employment never happens without enterprises, and concomitantly, no decent work can be spoken of without same. Chair, as they say, knowledge is power. And I'm confident that the online guide and the COVID-19 dashboard will provide the private sector doing business in Africa with the right information and the right knowledge to do business. I'm also confident that the guide and the dashboard will assist the IOE community around the world to learn about the laws, regulation, and measures taken in the different countries covered. I would like to conclude, Chair, by congratulating Southern African Development Community, SADC, its members, its partners, and Business Botswana as the Secretariat of SPSF for this online launch of the SADC Labor Law Guide and the SADC COVID-19 Dashboard, a capacity building tool, a first of its kind African knowledge platform. Now the real work, Chair, starts. Let us lead by example through implementation and impact and not just talk.